A few weeks ago, I went to Cecil's on a Tuesday night to celebrate my friend's 37th birthday. It was super depressing. 37 is a disaster. I only have 6 months until I'm there myself. I wish I didn't even know my birthday. I'd probably have a lot less anxiety. My friend too. By the time I showed up around 9:30, she was already slurring her words. I think she hates birthdays even more than I do. But I don't really feel bad for her. She's not a very nice person. Also, she has a boyfriend. So at least she has somebody in the world. I have to walk around being constantly reminded of my ex-girlfriend everywhere I go. Like when I showed up at this bar for this shitty birthday. The first person I saw when I walked in was one of my ex-girlfriend's coworkers. She was standing at the bar with her boyfriend. Seeing her reminded me of the time about a year ago that the four of us, me and my girlfriend, she and her boyfriend, went swimming in our underwear at the Houghton house pool after the bar one night. I remember when the security guard came and told us to get out of the pool, he made a point of leering at my girlfriend's ass. I pretended to be upset, but I secretly enjoyed it. I said hi to the coworker first, then I said hi to her boyfriend. He introduced himself to me as if we'd never met before. I thought about the outline of his cock in his wet underwear. It was almost comically big. His girlfriend reminded him who I was, and once he remembered, he started laughing like an idiot and insisted on hugging me like we were long-lost friends. Then he offered to buy me a shot as some sort of weird apology, which I accepted because free booze. But he ordered 2 shots of Fireball without even asking what I wanted. Fucking asshole. Yes! I drank it, but it tasted like Spite. It almost felt like his forgetting me wasn't even really an accident either. Like it was some sort of bullshit power move. Like he pretended to forget me just so he could act all superior. When I initially shook his hand, before he knew who I was, he did that thing of putting out his hand sideways so that when we shook, his hand was on top. That's usually a good sign that someone's a grade A douchebag. I never liked him. Yeah, maybe he felt the same way. Or maybe I'm just paranoid. But people do that kind of thing, for no reason. Just to feel better than someone else for a minute. And it sucks when it catches you off guard and you don't know how to react to it. I kept going over and over in my mind how I should have reacted. I felt like I should have at least been, condescending toward him. Instead, I just stood there, like a dumbass. When I went outside and told my friend about this, she thought I was being paranoid. Then when he and his girlfriend came outside and I pointed him out to her, she changed her mind and said that I was probably just a big fucking racist. And yes, the guy in question happens to be black, and maybe I could have mentioned that earlier in the story, but it seriously had nothing to do with why I called him an asshole, or why I suspect his motives, or the penis comment. I'm not a racist. I want to believe that. She didn't, though. And she thought this was a golden opportunity to psychoanalyze me, to get at the root of my racially charged fear/hatred of black men. But this is seriously not the direction I saw this story going in at all. And I think she just took my comments way out of context. Before I pointed him out, she clearly thought I was talking about a white dude. She must have been, since she went from calling me paranoid to calling me racist. So what does that say about her? I think that says that she's an implicit racist too, just like me. I can admit to that. I don't think I'm a racist, but I've certainly had racist moments. Like this one time when I was working at my family's jewelry store. This black couple came in to get a ring out of layaway. I knew the husband. I'd waited on him a number of times. And I thought I knew his name. But when I went to the back to look for his layaway card, I couldn't find it. So I shouted to him, "Hey, Willie! What's your last name again?" Silence. I shouted again, "Hey, Willie, what's your last name?" More silence. So I shouted, "Hey, Willie!" 2 more times. Then I went out and saw his wife standing at the counter, giving me a look like I'd just taken a shit in her mailbox. She said, "His name is Robert," which is obviously my name too, except that I'm a giant fucking asshole. It took everything I had not to slit my wrists right then and there. I ended up giving them an additional 10% off, but I really feel like I might have tainted her ring with some horrible racist energy for the rest of its life, like a curse. The curse of the white devil. Anyway, the rest of the night pretty much sucked ass. It was just one long reminder of the inescapability of death. But I did win at darts, so that was good. Me and my ex used to play darts all the time. We played darts on our first date, actually. She kicked my ass. I liked her right off the bat. I remember her telling me that she had once pegged her ex-boyfriend. On our first date, she told me this. And I believed her because of how vividly she described the sensation of having lube run down her thighs as she humped him, and how it smelled like actual shit, etc. And honestly, I thought it was kind of cool that she was willing to share this information with me. I appreciated her shamelessness. But then, like 3 years later, she told me that she had made the whole thing up as a test to see how cool I was. She said she wanted to see if I'd freak out and run away, or, even worse, be really into it. But I passed the test because I was largely unfazed by the info, and also uninterested in having her shove stuff up my butt. But get this, as me and my friend were sitting there arguing about the scope of my racism, she nodded her head in the direction of the exit ramp and said, "Hey, there's the guy that your ex-girlfriend pegged." She's known my ex longer than me, but they're not really friends anymore. It's kind of weird. But there he was, in the flesh. And it turned out she'd been telling the truth the whole time, which seemed really strange to me. Why lie about it years after the fact? What's to be gained from that? All I could think is that maybe she just wanted me to stop calling her Peggy Hill, but didn't know how to tell me. But I only did that once, around other people, and we were all drunk, so no one cared. What I'm saying is that whether the story was truth or fiction really didn't concern me. Peg, don't peg, I don't care. Just don't go lying about it years after the fact, that's all. I guess these are the reasons why people break up. But dating's hard when you're old as fuck and nobody loves you. I tried OkCupid, but it was a joke. And of all the girls on there, only the ones that looked appealing to me in any way were the ones who looked super defeated by life. And ready to basically murder the next guy they go out with. Height, weight, age, none of that even matters anymore. I just want someone with a really shitty disposition. That's the only thing I find attractive these days. My girlfriend had a shitty disposition. Actually, she was just a horrible bitch most of the time. And I really miss that. I honestly think the only way I'll ever have sex again is with a prostitute. But I'm waiting until I'm in my 40s for that, just so I have something to look forward to. Thank you.